Perfect. Perfect.
Dom DeMarco.
Perfect.
KD
KDB.
What it do? Yeah, what's happening? Yeah, we talk the draft. We got draft talk. Yeah, we got draft talk. We on it. Recording. I got my water. What's happening? Got my phone. Got my glasses. What we doing? I'm about to stretch. I'm about to flex. Ooh, I'm about to check. What's next? Yeah, what's up? Yeah. I'm about to give you something. Lombardi, don't be frontin'. I'm about to push the button, bitch.
Beats Planet.
Y'all ain't no good. Y'all don't love me. Let me make sure my volume's straight. I sound good. Y'all don't love me. Let me just make sure the war call good to go. Man, y'all don't love me, man. But listen though, what's good, y'all? What's good? It's been a minute. It's been a minute, ladies and gentlemen, since I've gone live, but boy, it's just so much in the works. I can't even speak on it. Let me just turn off my microphone, play the war call, and just tell y'all what's been going on just the last couple of weeks. Let me just. That's what happened, you know what I'm saying? Just in case y'all wasn't ready, you know what I mean? Just in case, you know what I mean? Like, bro, let me just cut the microphone off one more time, play another sound drop, and just tell y'all exactly what's going on here, because y'all my people and you need to know.
Flame up, this the intro. Flame up, this the intro.
Bro, it's gonna be crazy when it get here, bro. It's just
Perfect.
It's gonna be crazy when it gets here. But until then, Right? Until that happens, until we cross that bridge, we must do things the way we've been doing it. And that's going fucking crazy on draft season. You feel me? You feel me? The only reason I'm flexing in camera is because I saw Koye Media do it. He like to get in shape and get swollen, flex in the camera and shit. He, you know what I'm saying? That shit's contagious. I decided to do it also. What you want me to say? With that being said, though, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're going to do today, right? We're going to talk draft, and we're going to answer all draft questions, and we're going to open up the phones for you guys to ask any draft questions, and we can communicate about draft things. But also, I want to take the time out to, one, look at Daniel Jeremiah's latest mock draft. I think that's important. We're just going to take a look at that. Whether we making fun of it, somebody just tapped me on the shoulder, said, Voch, you might want to see this. You might, hey, y'all remember Lean On Me? I know Vaughn to sing Lean On Me. You remember when Mr. Clark was in jail, say, I ain't got to do nothing but stay black and die. Just Joe, would you look at it? Look at it. And she handed him the paper with the good grades on it and shit, you know what I mean? That's how I felt. That's how I felt, you know what I mean? People just walk up on the social media machines and say, Voch, you got to look at this mock draft. I say, cool. We'll go over the mock draft for you. Also, another thing that I want to do is I kind of want to test my brain a little bit because it is March 24th and we running out of time. We are running out of time in terms of, you know, when draft is happening. Draft is definitely going to happen at the end of the month, at the end of April or whatever. So I would like to be prepared. I haven't watched not one tight end. Hold on, I can make this better. I haven't watched not one tight end, running back, and I've barely watched any of the corners. But we fine. We fine. Cause I've watched 7 rounds worth of offensive linemen. That's just how you smoke crack, don't you? That's how this thing works. The last offensive lineman I watched was Braxton Jones from Southern Utah. You understand? The last let's see, who else we've been watching? The last defensive tackle is Otito Ogbanya from UCLA. Okay, I've watched him. You know what I mean? Just to let you know how far down the list I've gone. The last wide receiver I've watched. Y'all see the thumbnail, dog? Do y'all see the thumbnail? Khalil Shakir, a bad motherfucker, dog. Khalil Shakir is a bad motherfucker, bro. And I'm here to talk about all that if y'all would like to talk about it, okay? But what I was like ultimately coming around to is that I want to take a look at a 3-round mock draft and see how far into the mock before I start going. Yo, I don't know none of these people. Yo, this is 5 people in a row I've never heard of, right? I just want to see how we're gonna be. The goal is to get around like 200 or some odd players. You know what I mean? I don't know if I can get there, but you know how we go, man. You know this is a draft is a contact sport. You know what I mean? Studying draft is a contact sport. You know what I'm saying? So it's a struggle. Studying draft put hands all over me, but we will be just fine. You understand? We're going to give us a little bit of mock draft music there. I want to pop out the chat so we can see it. Shouts out to my admins. We're going to have some important work for us today. Not today, pardon me. We're going to have some important work for us coming up next week. Not next week, in 2 weeks. My bad. In 2 weeks, we're going to have some matter of fact, let me just go ahead and tell y'all right now. We got... So once we get that going, I'm definitely gonna need that from y'all. You feel me? I'm definitely gonna need that from you guys. All right. So I appreciate y'all for being so understanding. Daywalker Vaughn says, Khalil Shakir, please educate me. Well, let's talk about this, man. Hey, and first and foremost, I just want to just reiterate, man, we got to be careful with these highlight tapes, man, because if you go out there and you watch these highlight tapes, you will be misled, kind of, sort of, right? Khalil Shakir is a guy that I think is going to end up in the, it's another thing we got to talk about, too, like how strange day 2 is going to be. I tweeted earlier and I said there's so many third round talents that even when we get to round 5, we should be lit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just keep watching guys, you know, some of these linebackers, I'm sure some running backs are going to be there. They're going to be some third-round corners, offensive line, you know, just any position, just name it, right? You're going to walk away saying, yo, fam, it's a lot of third-rounders here. You may walk away with 60 third-round talents, right? If you got 60 third-round talents, all them shits ain't going to fit just in the third round. You see what I'm saying? So, 4th round is going to be fire. 4th round, 5th round is going to be incredibly fire. You see what I'm saying? Just by the trickle down effect. Also, we got to add this whole nother element that teams suck at drafting, right? So Khalil Shakir, in which I think he's a guy that's probably like a 3rd round talent or whatever, right? But please be careful when you watch them highlight tapes, right? But he can go anywhere, you know, between 3, 4, and 5 just because of the nature of the draft. But wide receiver, Boise State, and I don't want to overreact, man. But if you okay, let me just tell you why he's not a 1st round pick. Because I'm just gonna run all good shit down, right? He's not a 1st round pick because he's not consistent with some of his routine catches. You know, he's not the best route runner in the world. He doesn't get separation in the best way. I wouldn't say that he has like this groundbreaking speed or explosiveness or anything like that. But if you just talking about yards after catch ability, we just talking about yak ability. You can put that motherfucker right next to Traylon Burks and be like, oh, he's just as good as a yak guy as him. There are flashes, if you remember CeeDee Lamb coming out of Oklahoma, when there would be things like, oh, they can't tackle this dude. Or oh, look at how weird that catch is. You see what I'm saying? Or, wow, he located that football very strangely and made a weird catch amongst 3 people. It's a lot of that with Khalil Shakir, right? If he just ups and runs his slants, he may not separate from you. If you manufacture a way for him to get open via rub route or spacing through that slant, he will catch the ball and he will find a way to get an extra 15 yards for you. Oh, shit. You watch this motherfucker, Khalil Shakir, you will go, if you miss out on Traylon Burks, don't fret. Don't fret. I can actually make an argument that Boise State uses Khalil in more ways than Arkansas uses Traylon Burks. I'm not saying that he's Traylon Burks, because Traylon Burks can do more wide receiver things, I would say. But when you see Khalil Shakir as a yak guy, it just makes you want to do this, man. Just oh, you just want to do a little dance. You just want to do a little dance when you see Khalil, right? But then you go, because we can always come back to the Deebo Samuel conversation, right? Why wasn't Deebo Samuel a 1st round pick? And look at who he is. Well, we draft based on traits. How you end up producing has nothing to do with your draft grade. So if you look at Deebo Samuel as, you know, you look at his measurements and, you know, his ability and things of that nature and, you know, the nuanced wide receiver things, he didn't have that. But what Deebo Samuel is a grown ass man that's hard to tackle. You feel me? If you take away the you know, the what can't you do, and you only focus on what can you do, Khalil can be a star in the 4th round if you use him properly. If used properly. And that's what's going to make this weird in the draft. That's what's going to make this thing strange, right? Is that there are so many wide receivers I feel like can play. There are so many guys that I feel like you can run down 18, 19, 20 receivers and be like, yeah, he can play too. Yeah, that dude can play too. Damn, that dude can play too. You know what I'm saying? So by the time you get to the back end, the ass end of your pick, and you could be like, man, look, Traylon Burks is on the board. But George Karlaftis is also on the board. You see what I'm saying? Should I just take Karlaftis now because defensive ends are going to run out? And if I don't get Traylon Burks, I can settle for a Khalil Shakir. I think that's a real life thing. It's a real life thing, man. Real life. You got to ask yourself, man, you can be like, well, Voch, why do these players fall? Why, like we've been looking at mock drafts and things of that nature. And how come everybody's so, caught up on the idea that some of these great wide receivers can fall? They can fall because a lot of these motherfuckers can play. A lot of these kids can play. Let me pull this list up real quick. Give me 2 seconds, right? Give me 2 seconds. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I'll let it go. I'll let you go. Look, like if you don't get Chris Olave, right? But you can get Jameson Williams later, you're fine. If you miss out on Drake London, but you end up with Christian Watson from North Dakota State, right? And I can make an argument that Christian Watson, just from a speed over Drake London. I mean, we can have that conversation. But if you want the tall, long wide receiver, high point, ball skill guy, if you miss out on Drake London, you can get Christian Watson later and feel fine. You know what I mean? As far as route runners go, and it's a very great value version of him. But if you miss out on Garrett Wilson, Jahan Dotson is a fantastic ass route runner also. Not the same player, but you can live. You can live, Let me just keep going down the list. Let me just find. I'm not as high on Alec Pierce as some other people, but like if you feel like you need a slot receiver or something, like, man, Sky Moore is there for you, bro. Sky Moore is right there for you, man. As far as like, okay, so that might be the more appropriate. If you don't get Garrett Wilson, now Garrett Wilson can do a lot more than Sky Moore. No pun. Goddamn, if you don't get Garrett Wilson, bro, just get Sky Moore. So what's going to end up happening is what I think is going to happen. Just what I think is going to happen. There's going to be a lot of these top tier receivers on the board with other top tier talent at different positions. And you're going to be like, I don't know. John Mechie going to fall. Justin Ross going to be there. Just Khalil Shakir, you know what I mean? So it's just, sometimes having that packed of a room can make guys kind of fall down a little bit. Why? Just simply because, there could be wide receivers falling could have nothing to do with wide receivers. It could simply just be the urgency of the other positions. When D ends run out, that's it. You can like Drake Jackson, not to be confused with Drake London. Drake Jackson from USC, not to be confused with Drake London from USC. But if you like the disparity between Drake, let me make sure. the edge guy. Let me scroll up. The edge guy. Jackson. If you like Drake Jackson, he's a far reach, in my personal opinion. He's a far reach from Karlaftis. You know what I mean? I feel like once them first few guys come off the board, we don't know what's gonna happen with Ojabo because of injury or whatever. But it just in my mind, once Karlaftis come off the board, Edge probably waits and takes his turn and just goes away because there was so much urgency. You know what I mean? Like once them top tackles fly off the board, of course they're going to be better tackles down the line, but there's a far reach, between, what you may see in Charles Cross. And I ain't trying to see Trevor Penning at tackle or whatever, or like Bernard Raymond at tackle, but there's a big gap between them dudes and Charles Cross. It's going to be urgency. You feel me? I think wide receiver is going to have a lot of coaches sitting back with their cigar going, hey man, I can make something happen with Christian Watson, Christian Watson. I can make something happen with that dude. I can make something happen with Sky Moore. I can make something happen with Jameson Williams and John Mechie. I can make something happen with Justin Ross. You understand? Hey, boy, ain't Mafe good, but I think he's a far fall from Karlaftis. And I like Mafe. You know, I just think that in these small pockets, right? And we just got to think about these small pockets. It's not about big picture, you know? Like if you look at let me cut this music up so I can just think for 2 seconds. Hold on, let me just okay. This is what I mean, right? So we talking about interior offensive linemen, right? You like your board could be ranked, just talking about interior guys, right? Your board could be ranked Kenyon Green, Linderbaum, and Zion Johnson, right? Let's just say that your edge 4 is like, I don't know, I just figure like my rankings ain't done yet or whatever, but it's like say your edge 4 is Darian Kennard. That ain't the right answer, but let's just say they're right next to each other in the ranking, but in this small pocket of the draft, Kennard is a far ways away from Zion Johnson. You see what I'm saying? Like once you start running out of guards, you kind of got to, start looking at, okay, well, is it going to be, Salyer? We looking at Tyler Smith. We looking at, you know what I mean? We looking at, Ed Ingram. These dudes are far away from Zion Johnson. But in your rankings, they might be right next to him. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by, Boye Mafe, and we talking about Karlaftis and shit. Like they may be close in your edge rankings, but we talking about in this grand scheme of things and this thing of ours when we start adding all the positions. You see what I mean? Draft gonna get weird, man. It's a lot of day 3 picks that it's a lot of positions at day 3 that are just gonna be so rich with talent. It's gonna be so rich with talent. And then we got, man, I'm gonna say this till I'm blue in the face, boy. Teams can't draft, son. These motherfuckers can't draft, man. So imagine how many bad players are gonna go before the good players just to make the good players keep on falling. You see what I mean? I don't know, bro. What was I about to do? Let's react to some mocks, bro. Let's react to some mocks. Let's react to some mocks. Let's react to some mocks. Who in the let me see who in the chat box real quick. Let me show some love real quick. Who up in here? Tyrone up here. Danny Savage, the draft guru, he calls himself. Shouts out to you, Danny Savage. Appreciate you, sir. Isaiah Menchaca took time out of his cartel work to come sit with us. Appreciate you, sir. Asian Persuasion, Cuzzo J Lombardi's up in here. What's happening, man? Brian Whitaker, good to see you back, sir. Would you have done the Tyreek Hill trade? No. Because look, you could have Tyreek Hill, but you could fucking draft 2 wide receivers to be what that is. I think 5 picks is a lot for him. And in this draft in particular, where I think they're going to be gangsters in the 2nd and the 4th round, you gave up the 1, 2, 4, and then next year like a 2 and 4 again or something like that. Somebody correct me, please. But I like Tyreek Hill, dog, but if I know how to draft, if Voch know how to draft, and you give me them 5 picks, I'm smoking them. There was a Dolphins fan on the Twitter machine, Anime Dolphin fan, looked at him and said, but Voch, we suck at drafting. Fire your fucking GM. Easy peasy. React to Nick Gasher's draft. He better not have a goddamn mock draft. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. Nick Gasher better not have no. Because we'll sit up here. Hold on. Let me go. What is it? GDA official? Y'all know Nick changed his goddamn. Y'all know Nick Gasher changed his shit every. There are 3 pages that say GDA official. Damn, Nick Gashler. I'm subscribed to one of these. So let's just type in Nick Gashler and see what happens. Just type in Nick Gashler. Gashler's Draft Network is the name of the shit now. Okay, cool. You got 400 subscribers. You'll have 5,000 if you listen to what I say, Nick Gash. But you can do what you want to do because you're grown now. You're grown. You got a job to make your own money. It's all good. I don't see a mock draft up here, so I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's get into this. We're going to look at Daniel Jeremiah's first, and then we're going to, and look, we're just going to take this with a grain of salt because of who it is, but Walter Football's 3-round mocks. Oh, it's on Instagram. Let's go see. Instagram. It's GDN now. Okay, I like just boy, you having an identity crisis, boy. Nigga Gash want to be everybody but his damn self. Nigga Gash walk around talking about, I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover. You just everybody, ain't you, Nigga Gash? You just got 8 names, don't you? GDN Scouting. All right, Nigga Gash. We'll look it up, brother. We'll look it up. And then we'll present it to the people, and I will critique your mock draft, sir. But everybody, please, I don't want y'all thinking that it's cool for, you know. Yo, Voch, can I see you my mock draft? No, because inherently I hate mock drafts. I just trust Nick Gashler. GDN _scouting. I don't trust Nick Gashler no more. I don't trust him no more. I don't trust Nick Gashler no more. GDN _scouting. The things I do for my people, man. First of all, let me see what this story is. Let me hit mute just to make sure nothing. Okay, it's all safe shit. Okay, cool. I just make sure it wasn't that house party Nick Gash was at. All right, cool. I'm assuming that there's more. Let me see Nick Gashler. You only made 8 picks. What the rest of them at? What the rest of them at? Help me out, Nick Gash. What the rest of your picks at? What the rest of them at? What the rest of them at? What the rest of them at? Where the rest of your picks, Nick? Where the rest of your picks, Nick? Eating food on the grass, that's a picnic. Okay, cool. We're just gonna look at Daniel Jeremiah shit, and then we'll check out Nick Gashler when it's time to check out Nick Gashler. All right. So we got Voch right here. We're going to capture a window. Actually, let's make a new window because I don't feel like resizing windows. Let's go window capture, add source. Yeah, bitch. All right, here we go. Daniel Jeremiah. Here we go. Let's make fun of Daniel Jeremiah. Let's make fun of Daniel Jeremiah. Okay, cool. Everybody in the chat good? Y'all good? Y'all straight? Everybody straight? Let's get started. Where the hell did my face go? Y'all go. All right. Here we go. Keep it pushing, Voch. I know. I know, right? All right, here we go. Aiden Hutchinson, #1 to the Jags. Fair enough. Makes sense. Trevon Walker. Now this is interesting because when have we looked at Trevon Walker as the second edge off the board? Like, when have we ever done that? That's new information to me. But you know, when you go through your little combine shit, you know, you test well athletically. You know, you can. And this is so strange. I just want to talk to y'all for a minute, man. This is so strange because I feel like the film don't go nowhere, right? I feel like whatever film we had in January is the same damn film we got right now. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, when it's about these GMs and these coaches and they're doing the discussions and all that, and they go, hey man, I know we saw a certain type of film in January, but boy, you add this combine performance on top of that, he's #2 overall now. You know what I mean? I just would like to know what league personnel values more. You know, we always talk about how much do you weigh the Senior Bowl, how much do you weigh the combine versus tape. This is clear indication that we're not weighing tape very much. We just have a baseline idea of what we think of a player on tape, and then we take combine numbers and we boost them up some more. Or we take some Senior Bowl stuff and we boost them up some more. I knew that Trevon Walker was going to be high on people's list. I had no clue that he was going to be like way up there. You know what I mean? Not a 2 overall. That's interesting, but hey, that's y'all business. We Them Boys drop 5 in the super chat, says, should the Cowboys trade up for a player they like or stay at 24? Stay at 24. I think there are better players at 24 than there are higher in the draft. Plus, you don't want to be pigeonholed into drafting something. You kind of want to be at the back end and just keep your options open. I think there are many gangsters at 24. Appreciate you. Alex dropped 2. He dropped a deuce that says, DJ's mock for the Eagles made me want to puke. Hey, let's go to it. Look at it. Look at it. Just look. Here we go. Where my mouse at? Shit. Okay, here we go. Kayvon Thibodeau, number 3 to the Texans. Me and my brother was having a conversation about this, and I would love to know what the chat box think. Can I make a poll? Let's make a poll. Do y'all think that it don't matter? I was gonna ask, should the Texans move on with Davis Mills or should they draft a quarterback? It's the Texans, man. Who cares, bro? Y'all can just tell me in the chat. I ain't got to make a poll. You know what I mean? Sauce Gardner, the first cornerback off the board, in front of Derek Stingley, going to number 4 to the Jets. And yeah, hey, man, I like Sauce as a player. I like him as a player. I feel like Derek Stingley has this one tactical nuke that he can hold over everybody, and that's called my freshman season. Oh, it's called my freshman season, man. Whoever y'all think we drafting, we ain't drafting. Voch, when was the last time you were right on a pick in the first round? Do I have it? Do I have it right here? I ain't got it. So first of all, sir, it's hard for anybody to get anything right in the first round. It's just hard to do. Hey, man, but that CD Lamb pack was kind of nice when I called it, bro. That Lamb pack was nice when I called it, bro. Fuck off. So, yeah, Sauce Gardner. But the whole thing about it, bro, is you don't want to miss Stingley and then Stingley get back in that mold, man. You don't want him to get back in that, yo, this is my freshman campaign body. And you'll be fine with Sauce Gardner either way, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. That's it. That is what that is. Let's see. Let me just do something real quick, real fast. Nah, I ain't gonna do that song. Boy, you almost got shot. Let's just keep going. I hate that they call him Icky. That motherfucker name is Ikeem. He's a grown-ass man. Ikeem Ekwonu to the Giants, number 5. Cool. Evan Neal to the Panthers, 6. I expect offensive linemen to start flying really soon at some point. I was kind of right on Boss Man, too, but he asked about second-round picks, so that is what that is. And I almost closed last year with Rashawn Slater, but, you know, I ain't mad. Jermaine Johnson ends up going number 7, and this one's another strange one, you know. Jermaine Johnson is another guy, just like Travon Walker, that I have many questions about the tape. I have many questions about the tape and the things that I see on film, like the actual film side. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, you know, you show up athletically, man. You know, whoop up on these kids to the Falcons, man. Man, Garrett Wilson so good, bro. Oh, bro, Garrett Wilson just so good, man. That dude he gets it done, man. That dude just so fantastic. Like in terms of route runner, yards after the catch, speed, quickness, man. That dude's just fire. That dude is just fire, bro. Let me get back to this. Voch was wrong about Colton Miller. Let me tell you why I wasn't wrong about Colton Miller. Because when I watched film on Colton Miller, I said he was trash, but he can get better. And for 2.5 years, he was trash. And then he learned how to pass block, but he still can't run block. Voch was not wrong about Colton Miller. The Seattle Seahawks, in this situation, the Seahawks would have 2 picks back to back, but you know, they getting hit upside the head with that what's his face sweepstakes, with the Jamal Adams sweepstakes. So that's what that is. Yo, Alex, you see how I be hitting them upside the head, dog? They love to come at Voch, man. Hey, look, Voch has been wrong. Don't get me mistaken. Voch has definitely been wrong. I've been wrong a lot. I just wasn't wrong with Colton Miller. Kyle Hamilton. Okay, Drake London. Pardon me, Drake London at 10 overall. I kind of like the idea. I like the idea that if Zach is gonna be that dude there, that you want to give him more guys to, or just more help and guys to throw to. But I think they probably would want to go a different kind of guy, unless this means that they don't like Denzel Mims. I mean, I think Denzel Mims do a lot of things that Drake London does, but if you look at Drake London could be a Mike Evans kind of guy, but he could also be a Denzel Mims kind of guy. I just remember Mike Evans bailing out Baker Mayfield. The one thing I love about USC offense when I watch Drake London is they get that motherfucker the ball, boy. They get that sumbitch the ball. If you look at his game logs, like he got like double-digit catches, not targets. He got like double-digit catches in a lot of games. You know what I'm saying? So, hey man, if you're gonna move on from Mims as big body guy, and you just end up running with your new big man in Drake London, hey, later on, get you a route runner or something. You know what I mean? And you and Michael Carter run this thing to the next level, or whatever that may be. Kyle Hamilton has gone to the Washington Football Characters. We're not going to call them the other C word. I do think that Kyle Hamilton's probably going to fall a little bit more, because that's just how safeties work. Safeties have always notoriously just fell, but we'll see what happens. Jordan Davis to the Vikings kind of makes me sick a little bit, because I want Jordan Davis to make it 24. But hey, we have established earlier in this mock that teams are going to take that combine performance and they're going to bump these players the hell up. That's just how life works. Trent McDuffie, I like him. Have we noticed something? That not only has Brother Sauce gone before Derek Stingley, but Trent McDuffie has come off the board. He has come off the board before Derek Stingley. Now, I like Trent McDuffie. I like Sauce Gardner. Don't get me mistaken. But Derek Stingley has this nuclear missile, this tactical nuke, after his 25 kill streak. You know what I'm saying? He has this tactical nuke called Derek Stingley's freshman campaign. It's going to be weird, man. I hope y'all right. George Karlaftis goes to 14, which would make sense. It'll hurt for me, because Karlaftis is one of my long shot hopes or whatever, but it is what it is. Devontae Wyatt at 15, in which I'm not opposed to. I think if you're gonna move on from Fletcher Cox, then that's fine. I don't think Hargrave is going anywhere. Is it Hargrave or Hargrove? I don't think Javon. I don't think he's going anywhere. So you want to move on from Fletch, save some money, and draft Devontae Wyatt. I don't hate it. Keep your D-line a strength, but if Alex threw up at the Devin Lloyd pick, I get it. If Alex threw up at the Devin Lloyd pick at 16, I get it. I think some other things that could have been done there, but it is what it is. Trevor Penning goes to 17 to the Chargers, which is cool, which is fine. But I'm kind of over Trevor Penning as a tackle. Like Trevor Penning, it's so interesting that everybody tried to make Rashawn Slater a guard, and I was like, bro, Rashawn Slater a tackle, man. Lead that dude a tackle, let him be great. Trevor Penning is probably a guard in real life, but people are just steady on him just being a tackle. I don't get it. Hey, but that's y'all business. First quarterback Kenny Pickett come off the board to the Saints. They just signed Brother James. So if y'all want to make that a competition, do your thing. Damn, Alex, that's why. Damn, Alex, that's why you threw up a little. That's why you cussed. Hey, man, I like Boye Mafe, bro. Boye Mafe at 19, kind of weird, bro. Boye Mafe at 19, kind of weird. Hey, at the end of the day, that's y'all's business. Y'all's business. That is you all's business. Boye Mafe at 19, kind of strange, brother. I think that, especially, look, if I'm the Eagles, I don't see why you don't go to Kobe Dean and Derek Stingley here, opposed to, like, if you would have got Devontae Wyatt, Nakobe Dean, and Derek Stingley, I'd as a Cowboy fan, I would have cried a river. As a Cowboy fan, I would have cried a river. Cry me. I'd have cried. But Derek Stingley goes to Pittsburgh. So that's not y'all business neither. Jameson Williams goes to the New England Patriots to go with Mac Jones. And we want to make that Bama connection. I like it, but boy, I was watching some Jameson Williams tape. If y'all haven't noticed, I watched a bunch of wide receivers, the past couple of days. Jameson Williams, a dude, man. He is a dude. Chris Olave is another dude. Traylon Burks is another dude. And now we're seeing a run on wide receivers happening towards the end of the round, which makes a little bit of sense. Now, this was making my ass itch just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and cheat just a little bit. I'm definitely. That's for Buffalo. That's for Buffalo's pick. I'm just right there. But, hey, Zion Johnson, I don't mind Zion Johnson being the pick here at 24. My problem with Zion Johnson being the pick at 24, I like Kenyon Green better. I want to know what happened to Linderbaum here. And I hate what's happening to Nakobe Dean. Those are my biggest takeaways with the whole Zion Johnson thing. I hate what's going on with Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean got better film than all these children, all these motherfuckers here, all these characters here. Nakobe Dean got better film than all of them. That's what I hate. I can't stand it. If you personally have Zion Johnson over Green, I won't fight you. I just think Green's better than Zion. By a long shot, actually. But if Zion's your best interior player, whatever, dude. Dean has a torn pec. You gonna let a torn titty get in the way of damn Nakobe Dean's greatness? Jameson Williams tore ACL and he went 21. Drake London broke his foot. He had 10. And I'm supposed to care about Nakobe Dean titty? Nakobe Dean falls out of the top 24 because his titty hurt. Please, I'm taking Nakobe Dean today. You can rehab right with Gallup. Go on over there with him. Go on rehab with him. I like Breece Hall. I watched a lot of Breece Hall just in passing. Haven't watched film on him, but I watched him in passing. Bro, there should be no reason that we're drafting running backs in the first round anymore. Unless they're special. Like, if it's a special running back, I can see you like drafting one of them dudes in the first round. But, bro, there is no reason why we should be drafting them dudes first round like that. Unless they're special. And look, you ask a Cowboy fan about Ezekiel Elliott, even will probably, tell you not to do it. How many Giants fans we got in the chat box right now? Y'all motherfuckers take back the Saquon pick? Or what? Like, what we doing? I don't know, man. There should be no reason why a running back should be going first round anymore unless they're special. But whatever, though. It's not my business. Tyler Smith going at 26 is way too early for Voch. I like Tyler Smith as a guard, and I like him as a guard in the late second. Man, Tyler Smith at 26 kind of wild to me, bro. But whatever, hey, it's y'all business. Travis Jones at 27. When you got Vita Vea under contract, it's kind of weird. I ain't gonna say nothing. Shouts out to the Giants fans tuned in right now. I know it's a couple of y'all. Shouts out to the Eagles fans tuned in. I know it's a couple of y'all. Shouts out to the Washington Football Wizards tuned in. I know it's a couple of y'all. Appreciate you. We got Jahan Dotson at 20. Still no Nakobe Dean. This is making my ass itch, bro. Jahan Dotson 28 overall. Fine. Arnold Ebitike. Arnold Ebitike at 29 is kind of wild. I hate it. Hey man, who would have thought Christian Watson would have risen like this? And I like Christian Watson. I like him a lot. I watched him today. I watched him today, and he's an interesting player. I think to be that fast is interesting that he doesn't separate as much. And Drake London kind of got the same problem. But like he's one of them once he gets going, guys. Like once Christian Watson, once he gets going, that's when he turns fast and turns into like a speedy yak guy. You know what I mean? But it take that motherfucker, it take him a couple rolls to get there. It take him a couple paces to get there. And then we got Linderbaum at 31. This seems very much like, hey, we're just going to appease the Cincinnati fans and give them a center. I hate it, but Linderbaum shouldn't be falling to 31. Nakobe Dean shouldn't be falling to 32. So you mean to tell me Cowboys passed up on Nakobe Dean, Linderbaum? I'm fine with passing these guys. And fucking Kenyon Green is a second round pick. This is what life is like. This is what life's like. This is what life's like. That's that combine shit, man. That's gotta be that's gotta be like combine dependent, right? Like the guys that are drafted early on this thing, they did pretty well at the combine, right? And the guys that did not either didn't go to the combine or they didn't do well at the combine. Like Kenyon Green didn't have a good combine. Like one of my favorite quotes this, from me was somebody was like, yo, Voch, Kenyon Green didn't look good in shorts, but that sumbitch looked good in pants, bro. So why is he falling? Y'all just gonna let Nakobe Dean and Aiden Hutchinson, two of the best defensive players in the nation, honestly. Man, let me look up, bro. Hold on. So Nakobe Dean, right? Chat, let's just play along. I want y'all to either answer yes or no. We're not talking about draft stock. We're not talking about position value. We're not talking about where we think somebody's gonna go. I'm only asking who has the best film. Not who's gonna make a transition. Not, is my 5'10" body gonna be good in the league. I only want you guys to answer yes or no. And I'm gonna run through these pretty fast. So I'm gonna be like Aiden Hutchinson or Nakobe Dean. Y'all could be like no on Hutchinson, yes on Hutchinson. Aiden probably had like close film to Nakobe Dean. Travon Walker or Nakobe Dean. Well, okay, let me re-answer the question, right? Does Nakobe Dean have better film than Travon Walker? I think yes. I would put yes on Walker. Does Nakobe Dean have better film than Thibodeau? I would say Dean has better film than yes on Dean. Yes on Dean over Thibodeau. Sauce Gardner, pretty good tape. Pretty good tape. Does Dean have better film than Sauce Gardner? Pretty much. My opinion. Dean over Ikem Ekwonu. I love Ikem Ekwonu personally because I like O-line ass whoop. So I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna fight you about. I'm not gonna fight you about Ikem Ekwonu. I can probably say Ikem got more fun tape for me. Evan Neal, it's up to you. Jermaine Johnson, who got drafted at number 7. Who got better film, Nakobe Dean or Jermaine Johnson? I think these are real life conversations, man. Garrett Wilson got some cold ass tape, dog. I can't wait for to talk about Garrett Wilson. I don't know, bro. If you want to compare Devin Lloyd, bro, I don't even hate it, bro. Boye Mafe. So look, Stingley got some fantastic tape. Hey, Nakobe Dean or Boye Mafe? Does Nakobe Dean got better film than Boye Mafe? This is when shit starts to get egregious, right? Nakobe Dean got film better than 8 guys in the top 10. Maybe 7 if that's where you want to go. If he got film better than all the top 10 guys, or 7 or 8 of the top 10 guys, when we start to get lower, this shit's gonna sound crazy. Nakobe Dean or Boye Mafe sounds crazy. Nakobe Dean or Breece Hall sounds crazy. Nakobe Dean or 16 holding penalties Tyler Smith sounds crazy. Even if that motherfucker undersized. I don't care if he's undersized. Nakobe Dean or Arnold Ibidiki. 29 to the Chiefs. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Kyle Cornett says they sound like dumb questions. They do. They fucking do. Whatever, man. Okami Hendricks just subscribed. Welcome to the family. Appreciate you. Dirty Red dropped 5 in the super chat and said, what's with the Kobe Dean slander? Don't they know we breed linebackers different in the mighty Mississippi? They don't know, man. Come on, dog. What they talking about, man? Come on, Dirty Red. Maserati Mossy dropped a deuce and says, how do you feel about Sam Williams? I need to triple up on Sam Williams. I'm going to watch him tomorrow. And I might even go back live and tell y'all what I found. So I appreciate you. Let me get out of there. Out of there. Yeah. Let me get out of there. Yeah. We're gonna close that up. Now, when I say that we're gonna take a look at this, Walter football mock. Let's just be clear. Patreon coming soon. Like next couple days soon. I had a run in with Illuminati. I think we'll be fine. We just had to lay low for a little while, but I'm on the way. Now, just please take a grain of salt with this Walter football mock. We're not necessarily looking for accuracy with this mock because it's fucking Walter football. I just simply want to, I want to determine how many players that I think I know or I should know. You know what I mean? At what point do I get to these guys and be like, okay, well, I need to study more here. I need to figure this out here. That's what we're going for with the what's the name mock. All right, we actually got a call that they've been on hold. They just been patiently waiting. So let me just take this call real fast. See what we're talking about here, and then we're gonna get to the Walter football mock. So let's do this. 202, what's up? Who this?
Hello. I had a question, honestly, about how, because you kind of answered it, but I was questioning, because I'm a Falcons fan, how you feel about Jermaine Johnson, because I know you said earlier, or when I first watched you about Jermaine Johnson, you had said that he was about a fifth round pick.
Damn, I said that. Wait a minute, I ain't say that. I said like a third. I said like a third.
Maybe a third.
But he's probably worked his way up to a late second in my mind. But whatever, go ahead.
Right, but at the Senior Bowl, he dominated pretty well, or he did. He compared to the talent, he did really well. But at least on film, what I'm seeing is like I don't. As you said, it's not really the best film that I'm watching. Sure. I think that there are certain things that I feel like he could work on. Like, I think his moves are good, but I don't think he's always, like,
consistent.
Attacking or consistent. But I don't think he's also attacking, like, the weak points of the offensive linemen's like the elbows and the wrist as much. I think he's more so just kind of like using these moves and trying to.
Translation: he's running down the middle of people and he's not showing nuanced pass rush plans. I feel you 100%, sir.
Right.
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
And like as a Falcons fan, we've been through a lot, like with edge rushers that aren't the most nuanced, or either they're somewhat nuanced but don't always bring the most effort on each play.
Right.
And it's rough because we have a bad fan base. Right. So like us not taking an edge rusher would be bad, but us not taking an edge rusher would be bad. Like it's a pick your poison type of thing. But in your opinion, who do you think is the best edge rusher besides Aiden Hutchinson and Kayvon Thibodeau?
George Karlaftis. And I'm not really one for measurables because he doesn't test well athletically, but how many times have we seen the edge rusher who's fantastic with his hands, fantastic with technique, fantastic with like relentlessness, right? But he just didn't have all the athleticism and the measurables. Like we get athletic edges all the time. And them dudes just be them dudes. You know what I'm saying? They're just who they are, you know? But how many times do we see the dude? Like, I feel like if you watch this, right? If you look at guys and be like, oh, the athletic edge rusher, what's the ratio that they hit in the league, right? Like what's the percentage that they hit? And it's honestly like 30%, right? Honestly. But if you look at the hand technique dudes, right? And these are all just dumbass numbers off the top of our head. We could probably do some research one day as a family. But you look at the dudes that come out with the hand technique. The dude Max Crosby. Thank you, Joe. Max is a fantastic example, right? Just the dudes that just got the technique down, and then they go to the league and they drink the peanut butter and they get big. You know what I mean? Like them kind of dudes. I think Karlaftis is one of them dudes. Karlaftis is never going to test better than Thibodeau. But Thibodeau is raw and he's a ceiling guy. But Karlaftis is high floor, good right now guy. You see what I mean? So, you know, Thibodeau is only going to be good if he figures it out. Karlaftis is as good as he's gonna be, but that's good right now. You know what I mean? So Karlaftis probably like my edge number 2, but that's just my thoughts on him though. But go ahead, my guy. I don't want to talk up your time. Go ahead, please.
No, thank you for that. And
Sure.
I have another question.
Please.
That's also kind of related to the Falcons, but it's also kind of related to the Cowboys as well, because I know that you had mentioned earlier that you like Jordan Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, I'm the Falcons fan and Jordan Davis is from Georgia. Everyone likes mocking Jordan Davis to the Falcons, but I'm also a little iffy on that just because of positional value and how a lot of teams are like straying from using nose tackles with like those top picks, or at least with like in the top 10 or top 15 like they used to. So I'm wondering, do you think that, you know, if roles were reversed and the Cowboys had like the 8th pick, would you use that 8th pick to draft Jordan Davis, or would you wait maybe a few rounds later and get a guy, get a nose tackle a little bit later down the board?
Position value only matters when the players are similar. You know, when a player is egregiously better than another player, then I think, you know, this isn't going to be a conversation. So we were talking about my guy earlier, right? Otito Ogbanya, right? We're talking about him, right? If you throw him and like, man, I'm terrible at like making this example or whatever, but he's a guy that's going to fit in with the rest of the noses, right? He's going to fit in with like not Hassan, but the Ridgeway kid from Arkansas. He's going to fit in with, you know, insert 300-pound nose guy here, right? He's going to fit in with those dudes. If you look at Otito's film and look at Jordan Davis's film, that shit ain't even close. It's not close. So at some point, you got to be like, I just got to take the better player. And the better player is going to be, you know what I mean, pushed up the board. And that's going to be the reason why we forget about position value. Another example, we talking about fucking Nakobe Dean, right? Running hit linebackers, off-ball linebackers, that's a relatively useless position. Relatively. If we're talking about like Chad Muma versus Leo Chanel, you can afford... You know what I mean? You can afford to play position value with them dudes, because them dudes kind of blend in with each other. If you watch Leo Chanel and then watch Nakobe Dean, the shit's different. It's totally different. So I think position value only really matters when the talent don't add up. Nakobe Dean is a top 10 talent in his class. Jordan Davis is a top 10 talent in his class. I don't care what position he plays. He's more dominant than the other one techs in this thing. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm Cowboys at 8, it depends who's on the board, because there might be an offensive lineman on the board that I like a bunch. There may be, you know, one of the edge guys that are there that I might, you know, one of the wide receivers I like, you know. And that's when position values, and that's another thing, right? If we're talking about top tier players, if you take a look at, you know, Jordan Davis versus Aiden Hutchinson, those dudes are very similar in caliber, but Aiden Hutchinson plays edge, so you got to give him the edge on that. No pun intended. But Jordan Davis amongst elites, then you can play position value. So I probably wouldn't take Jordan Davis at 8 because there's another position value player that's there. Stingley might be there. I don't know. But if we're talking about Jordan Davis versus Boye Mafe, fuck him. we talking about Jordan Davis versus goddamn Arnold Ibidiki, fuck him. We talking about, hold on, dog. I give you a list. Let me go to that. Hold on, wait. We talking about Jordan Davis versus Kenny Pickett. Fuck him. We talking about Jordan Davis versus Traylon Burks. Fuck him. I'm taking Jordan Davis. You feel me? Pardon my language. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I hear you.
There you go.
But thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
No doubt, man. What's your name?
Alex.
All right, Alex. I just put you down platinum, so next time you call in, we'll know it's you. Also, too, for all the people that tune into the show, but y'all may not have called into the show, if you ever gonna call into the future, I can't explain now, but the phone process to get on, if we don't know who you are, it's gonna be a little more strenuous. So platinum callers are gonna, we know you. Privileged callers, we know you. It's gonna be a little weird for the unidentified people to get in the future. We can run this now, but in the future, like moving forward, I can't speak now. It's gonna get a little weird for y'all. So that's just that. That's just that. I promise we're gonna get to this. Hang up, Alex. There we go. We're gonna get to. Boy, we got Falcons fans calling in. Boy, y'all done broke over Matt Ryan. Now you want to call the Vouch Show. Well, I love to have y'all, man. Y'all my family, bro. Y'all my family. Let's get Ed from Atlanta on the phone. What up, Eddie?
Hey, man, I'll go ahead and excuse my voice. I just had my wisdom teeth removed. But I just want to play a little game here. Players that we think are overrated.
Sure.
And I will be the first to say that and his name just slipped me, the guy from the linebacker from Utah.
Devin Lloyd.
Don't like his tape at all. Takes terrible angles, not the best awareness. I hate that they line him up at edge. That shit is stupid. Yeah. But they do it, and he looks he's there. I won't knock him too hard, but sure. I think that guy's massively overrated. Sure. And to put that guy over Dean should be a sin, and you should be publicly executed.
Damn. I mean, I'm
a Georgia fan.
I don't hate it at all. I like what you're saying. Keep going.
What do you think about Kyle Hamilton? I think any safety, like his movement skills look pretty good, and I think we're overrating. I see a lot of people say that he can play free, and everybody points to that example in the Florida State game. And I can tell that they only watch the highlights because later in that game, he was a cover 3 safety, and they threw a bomb, I believe it was on the left-hand side.
Sure.
And whenever he broke, and the QB looked him off, he was nowhere near the ball. He was still he was behind the receiver and still too far inside. Sure. So, and you saw it at the combine too. Whenever he opened up, it looked like he was struggling to run.
Yeah.
And I think a guy like that is a good box safety, but the notion that this guy is playing free safety is patently insane to me. And a guy like that goes in the 20s to me, but apparently I'm wrong.
So this is my thing, right? This is my thing. All right, get in within 2 weeks. So the best college safety I've ever seen was Malik Hooker. You know what I'm saying? Just somebody that, like, Malik clearly has range. Like, there's no, there was two interceptions versus fucking Florida State. Now we think he got range. Like, Malik got range. Plus, Malik was come downhill and tackle and smoke you guy. And he was, only drafted like 12th, I believe. Darwin James was one of our favorite safety guys coming out. He goes 16. You know what I mean? I was a big Darnell Savage guy. He goes in the 20s. Like, safeties just fall, man. I don't think Kyle Hamilton is a free safety. I don't think he can play free safety. I think he can play like some halves. You know what I mean? Like, if you got him, if it's in a cover 2, he's playing halves. I think sure he can do some of that. But as a one high safety guy, I'm only using premium picks if it's a one high egregious Earl Thomas, Malik Hooker level safety guy at one high. I don't think Kyle Hamilton's that dude. I think he's a dude that functions really solidly in the nickel, and I think he's a fantastic tackler. He's a missile, but ultimately he's a fast running box safety, and I agree with you, sir. I think they're overrating him just a little bit. I've seen mocks where he's gone second overall. I think that's pretty weird.
And let me ask you this. What's the difference between Hamilton and Lloyd? Same build, same 40 time, athletically the exact same, two different positions. I think Hamilton definitely has better hips.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, you're almost looking at a carbon copy of the same player to me.
Hey man, you're gonna have to let me get back to the film on that before I start saying egregious shit on my show like this. But I know you've done the work though. You know what I'm saying? You've absolutely done the work, so I'm not really gonna hate on you for that. But I just don't want to say nothing, and I haven't referenced it
and
on
I'll
film.
say
though.
something else that's pretty egregious, and
Sure.
this may be the Georgia fan of me, but Lewis Seen, even though he runs fast, I can distinguish that he's not a free safety.
Okay.
But the closing speed, if you watch him versus Bama on tracking down crossing routes, is fucking insane.
Right.
Out of a strong safety playing off coverage, that's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
In my opinion, if I was the Eagles and I had Hamilton and Seen on the board, I'd 100% draft Seen.
I feel you on that, my guy.
Another guy, what about Trevon Walker? Because I do not like not Trevon Walker, Jermaine Johnson.
Hey man, you ain't look. You just being messy now. You ain't heard me have this conversation about Jermaine Johnson. I think I've been the only one shitting on Jermaine Johnson for the last month or so.
I know I've been MIA. Day job is more salary means more work, so I've been MIA.
First of all, sir, congratulations that you coming up on your bread, sir. I'm always happy to hear that. But Jermaine Johnson is another guy that kind of disappears on film. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's a bad player. I think he has flashes, sure. But I think there are long stretches where he disappears. The one thing I think is weird is that people look at Jermaine Johnson like he's a good run player. I don't see a good run player in Jermaine Johnson. I think that's strange when people start saying that shit. And look, the only reason I say that because I'm a Cowboys fan and I have a reference of what a good run defensive end look like. DeMarcus Lawrence might be the best at it. So when I look at Jermaine Johnson, I think I got some pretty good credibility on that. And I just don't see good run defender in him. I just see
You have to say something when he's not that good of a rusher.
he's not. I mean, he.
So I think a big difference between Trevon Walker and him, and I'm a Georgia fan, and I believe Trevon Walker is, if not a top 10, a top 15 pick.
If anything
problem
about
is
Walker,
he
right? If anything that separates them, Trevon Walker gets down in B gap and he boogies. He can get his ass in B gap and boogie. And then he can line up at 5 and be athletic or whatever. So if it's anything that separates him, that'll be that. Jermaine's kind of a one-trick pony to me.
And, of course, he left because Trevon Walker was better than him at Georgia, but I guess we won't get into that.
Damn.
But also, Trevon Walker, you can see on tape, and if anybody wants to watch film on Walker, you can see two different sides of Georgia's game plan. The first game, whenever we got the shit kicked out of us by Bama, you can clearly see that
The conference has been locked.
edge stunted inside for our blitzes every single time.
Mm-hmm.
When Walker is lined up, if you can find the rare snaps, which he had a few against Evan Neal, this guy pulls cloth. He can get to the edge,
Sure.
but he's not getting to the edge to bend. He's getting to the edge to go through you, and he has 35.5-inch arms, so he's going through you. If you find his edge snaps, he does not get pushed around like Jermaine Johnson.
Hey, yo, Ed.
He does not lose some pain on the edge.
Hey, yo, Ed, somebody in the chat box says, this dude only like Georgia players. It's hard not to like them motherfuckers, dog. I like them motherfuckers, too. I like the Georgia kids, dude, too, dog. What the fuck you talking about? Is there anybody in the chat that doesn't like the Georgia kids? The fuck? Go ahead, Ed. My bad.
I mean, if you want to get Boye Mafe with a red shirt senior with no technique that just runs down the middle of people, then you can do that. But
Damn,
if you want a little technique, then I'd probably go with a Georgia player.
Eddie not fucking around
Besides
with
that, I
y'all,
guess
bro.
a player that I definitely do like, and I don't know where they're going to go, is the guy you talked about today, this Khalil Shakur.
Yeah,
I would 100% draft him
sure.
somewhere in the second round. Like Falcons pick, we have two of them. I'd get him there. Like you said, the yak is insane, and I honestly think the difference between him and Treylon Burks is not that big. What do you think about that?
I don't hate it. If you see him as a second round player, I don't hate that. I simply see him as a third, but I think that there are going to be so many players in that range that he might fall. Like he could easily go in the second round. Like he could go in the second round. But there's also a possibility that there are so many dudes stacked up in that same kind of grade, and not even wide receiver. I'm talking about all positions, right? Just think about how many dudes in this draft got that grade on them, like round 2 and round 3 guys. Like it's so many of them guys that I just think guys are gonna fall. I think Khalil might be a guy that'll end up being a victim of that, where he'll just possibly just fall down. You know what I mean? Not to say that he's bad and he's falling, but it's just so many motherfuckers. But I like him, and you know, kind of like we said earlier on the show, we actually talked about it and we actually mentioned it. I think he has a lot of things. You know, Traylon Burks probably has the you know, the hype or the build behind him or whatever, you know what I mean? Like that thing that happens in draft where people just talk about you until it's undeniable. But if you miss out on Burks and you get Khalil, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I think Burks can do more wide receiver things in and out of the downs or whatever, right? But I do think Khalil, when you see his, you know, big catches, right, like those big weird catches, and you see his yak stuff, you know, then you can easily be like, okay, yeah, he's, you know, he's kind of like Traylon Burks. But I do think Traylon Burks has a handful of things that he does just a little better than Khalil, and I'll be breaking those things down on my wide receiver ranking show. But go ahead. Last point.
I want to hammer down the last guy that I think I talked to you about before, and it's personally my favorite edge of the class, and that does not mean the best by any means, but my favorite is Ebikite, the Penn State cat.
Okay.
So if you want technique in a 3-4 outside linebacker, which my Falcons do, this guy has the nastiest inside counter. If you want to watch any tape on him, I'm not sure if you rewatch tape on him, he does a number on Ohio State.
I think
and
this is
Ohio State has an annoying ass offense that it's not fun to watch edges versus Ohio State. But this guy gets the quarterback so quick on the inside counter, he makes it work.
I do think this is a very weird class for the outside linebacker dudes because like they're slimmer dudes, and I think they're really good versus the run, but they're raw in the pass rush department. So you really got to like really dig into the film to like figure out the guys that you like or whatnot. But I totally agree with what you're saying. He had a pretty good Ohio State game. I do think he's another guy that kind of disappears a little bit, but in terms of like a 3-4 linebacker, you know, fantastic versus the run, in my opinion. I think him and like Majai and I think Mafe is another guy that's pretty solid versus the run for a slimmer type dude or whatever. But you know, Arnold's pretty raw as a complete rusher, I would say. In terms of like we looking at this dude in the mock and he's like taking 21 or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I think he has some work to do, but he has the tools to be that. You know, to be great.
I think he has better technique than Jermaine, Boye. See a few edge guys that are later, honestly.
Well, Jermaine runs down the middle of people. You know what I'm saying? Jermaine bull rushes people. So I mean, I don't hate you for saying that, but you know, go ahead.
So can we get a because I just want to see how your edges.
That was your last question, man. Goddamn, dog. Why you holding up my phones, dog? Go ahead, man. Go ahead. What was you about to say? Quick.
So I know your top 3. If you were to do a top 5 edges for now, who are your last 2?
Shit, Aiden, Karlaftis, Kayvon, Trevon, might be Jermaine. Jermaine might be 5 or 6. It depends. Let me go back and see. Let me pull up a list. I'll let you talk while I pull this list up, but go ahead.
Yep. So for me, I definitely would have Jermaine there. I would definitely slide in Ojabo.
Ojabo, pardon me. That's what I'm missing. Pardon me. I got David Ojabo over Jermaine Johnson. Pardon me. There we go. Ojabo's 5. It's Ojabo and Walker are, you know, back and forth for me for like 4 and 5. But I'm very stern on Hutchinson and Karlaftis as 1 and 2, and I'm really mixing it up with, you know, Thibodeau, Walker, and Ojabo. So Jermaine might be 6th. There you go. Jermaine 6th.
And then after that it's a big drop off to me. Like,
for sure.
But the difference between Jermaine, Ebikite, and the rest of the edges, I really don't care.
For sure.
So that's just my thoughts on it, though. They're all in the same kind of box that need a lot of work to me.
For sure. Fantastic call, man. Appreciate you so much. And hey, man, congratulations once again on your new bread and all that. And don't be a stranger. Be sure to tune in for the live draft party. All right. Be sure to tune in. I'm gonna start advertising that now, just so everybody knows. So won't nobody be like, "Voch, you ain't tell me." All right. Appreciate you, Ed from Atlanta.
Always there. Yep.
Yes, sir. Chat box, please don't forget to tune into my draft, to my live draft coverage, man. It's gonna be the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Just please, just pretty please. Let's get Evan on the phone, then Nick, then Theo. Then we're gonna look at this last mock. We're gonna run through it to see how many people I don't recognize, and then we getting off the phone. Evan, what up?
What's up, Voch? So the Matt Ryan trade kind of threw things. Sorry about my dog if you hear him in the background.
No, you good.
But yeah, the Matt Ryan trade has made me somewhat of an Indianapolis Colts fan now. But and what worries me about the Matt Ryan trade is that the Falcons are going to go quarterback at number 8 instead of building this roster, which is shit.
Damn.
Because my plan would be to go maybe like a Karlaftis or an edge at number 8 if he's there.
Offensive lineman, maybe. Yeah.
Offensive lineman, yeah. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know if the tackles go. Like if you got like Cross and
yes,
Hakeem Aquanu and Evan Neal off the board. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Who I'm going to go at 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't think anyone's going to want to take Kenyon Green at 8, even though I would. But and then maybe trade up into the bottom of or like middle of the first because we have some extra picks. We have some extra picks in the second. Now we have an extra third.
Right.
So you could trade up into the middle of the first and maybe take like a Linderbaum or something like that because Hennessy's boo garbage due to garbage.
Damn.
I Mayfield. I'm not sold on. But I can live with Mayfield. Hennessy's got to go though. You know what I mean?
Mayfield should go right with Hennessy to be fair. But go ahead.
Yeah. No. I'm not high on Mayfield, but it's whenever you watch a Falcons game, Hennessy was definitely the weakest link of our line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mayfield didn't do him any favors, but I'm just afraid that they're going to take like a Malik Willis or something at 8. Because the only quarterback that I wouldn't want at 8, but I can live with at 8 is probably like Kenny Pickett. But like with Kenny Pickett coming to Atlanta, he's going to have the same problems that Matt Ryan had.
Sure.
A shit roster that he's got to deal with. The fans are going to hate him because he's not that mobile black quarterback that they all wanted. He's not a Michael Vick, and especially after they got the hopes up with maybe getting Deshaun Watson, which that was a dumb move. If we would have got Deshaun Watson, we would have ruined our team for the next decade, I think. Not no offense to Deshaun Watson or anything, just what we'd had to give up, plus the cap situation that would have created, just wouldn't have been a good thing. But like I said, this season's kind of a wash for me. I'm kind of just pulling for the Colts probably see if Matt Ryan can do something with that team.
Sure.
But I don't know. What are your thoughts on the quarterbacks? I mean, who would you say is your?
I don't like none of them
favorite
motherfuckers. I don't like none of them, man. I be trying to build a house, man. I like to build a house first, and then I go for quarterback. So it doesn't matter how talented the quarterback is, but when you get here, if the team isn't put together well, then it's
Yeah, and that was my problem with Deshaun. It was like it wasn't anything against Deshaun Watson's talent at all, but like if we would have got him even without the contract that the Browns gave him, with the contract that he currently had, plus the dead cap from Julio Jones and Matt Ryan on top of that, I mean, and you have no draft picks because you're going to have to trade so many draft picks away, so you can't even build through the draft probably for the next few years. Right. Like, what were they even thinking with that,
Ain't no telling. Yeah, that shit was crazy, man.
That's kind of where I'm at with it. And I mean, I think that soured relationships with Matt Ryan. I mean, they didn't come out and say that, but I don't think Matt Ryan was like looking for a trade completely at that moment, which I'm glad that happened because Matt Ryan wasn't going to win a ring here, and he at least gets a chance to with the Colts. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this organization right now. It's kind of pissing me off.
I feel you, my guy. Hey, man, I just want you to take a nap, man, and, you know, and just relax and reflect on it, you know what I mean? And don't, you know, just don't take this take outside of the house, you know what I mean? Like this is home. It's safe here, so you can come in here and, you know, and be upset all up in here, you know what I'm saying? But keep this take in the house.
I'm very sad if we take a quarterback to come draft night. Like, I'm going to be so upset.
I feel you, man, but just keep this take on the show. I appreciate you, Evan. Good call, man.
All right, see you.
Evan say, yeah, man, you know, the Falcons fans, you know what I mean, they want the black mobile quarterback, you know what I mean, the ones that they like, you know. Well, the Falcons had a black quarterback in a decade and a half, man. You know, the mobile black quarterbacks they like. I know Evan didn't mean no harm, but boy, that sounded just the sound. The sound, boy, just the audio of it. Hey, yo, Nick, hold on, Nick. Look, this is a safe place, Nick. You know what I mean? But you know, if you have an inflammatory Malik Willis take, just talk about him. Just talk about him reading defenses. You know, just talk about you know, talk about him being a gunslinger and making bad decisions. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He takes a lot of sacks.
He takes, you know, I'm sure Evan meant no harm, you know what I'm saying? Evan's definitely been in this family for a long time. And Evan can't be the R word and watch my show because my show is very black. But boy, that one had a little twang on it. It had a little twang. Nick Gash, what's good with you, sir?
Oh, it's been a while, Voch. It's been a while since you were on live, which is all good because I heard you were working on some Illuminati stuff.
It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a cool little thing. It's something that the people have been calling for a long time. And hey, man, I can't wait to announce it. Can't wait for the rollout.
Yeah. I'm excited. I got a couple things for you.
Please.
As it's been a while. Mm-hmm. This draft is weird. Mm-hmm. I think this is the weirdest draft that I think I've ever encountered.
Rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5 gonna be super strange. But go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Shit, round 1 will be strange too.
Yeah, of course.
Two guys that I watched early on that I didn't like that I've come back around on and liked more is Devin Lloyd. He's number 1. Last show I called him a 3rd round pick. Mm-hmm. I think he's like a mid-2nd round pick now. I liked him a little bit more when I rewatched.
Right.
Just took some advice and whatnot. And Desmond Ridder, I had him as a 6th round pick. Have you watched Desmond Ridder?
Yeah, I've gone back and looked over him. You know, he's. I was on you with that. I was with you on that. You know what I'm saying? But I think he's a little better. And I think if anything, Desmond's legs are gonna help him have a little more, you know, league success. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. And the thing that pushed me above with Ridder is when you look at his floor, I think it can be a little bit better than Matt Corral or Sam Howell's ceiling. Mm-hmm. And that's why I moved him up a little bit. I don't think I still have a 3rd round grade on him. I don't think he belongs in that 1st round conversation, but since he's a quarterback, he's going to get put there.
Right.
But he's not terrible. I just hope he doesn't go 10th over or like in the top 10. So those are the two guys that I've kind of come back around on and liked a little bit more. But let's talk about why this draft is so weird.
Sure.
And we're going to start with what the hell is going on with some of these guys' stocks.
Yeah.
And chiefly, Nakobe Dean has no place outside of the top 20.
Sure.
No place at all.
Sure.
No place at all. That man is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't care that he's 5'11". I don't care that he tore his titty.
Yeah.
Go turn on the tape, man. That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
Like, man, I just don't get that. Derek Stingley's another guy.
Sure.
That man, I was looking at him. I'm doing a film session on him soon. And Derek Stingley, when I turn on the tape and I break it down, I sat there, and you know how I feel about generational, the word generational, and
Sure.
labeling it on corners.
Mm-hmm.
If he didn't have his injury and how the media made up that he hasn't been consistent the last 2 years, which I think is complete bullshit.
Yeah.
But Stingley, on field results, if you just turn on the tape, he's a generational corner.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a guy like him since Jalen Ramsey, and that was a while ago.
Sure. Yeah, fair enough. Think about the last time we've seen a guy like that. You know what I mean? And it was definitely that far back. And look, like I was saying, man, McDuffie's cool. And you know, Gardner's cool, man, but you know, Derek has this fully loaded AK-47 called "My Freshman Year is better than anything that you can do. Anything that you can show me on film, show him the damn film versus Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. That'll do it for you.
That game is crazy.
That'll do it for you.
It was like a scrimmage or whatnot.
Come on, son. But yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
And these are the guys that people will get fired because they didn't draft these guys. And that's my opinion on these like six-ish guys that I have. Another guy's Kenyon Green. I know you really like him.
Yeah.
And for him to not even be like a first-round considered player is crazy to me.
Yeah, that's wild.
He can play guard. He can play tackle. He can play center. I don't care. Just put him somewhere, right? Like,
yep.
He's dominant.
Sure.
Another guy that I like that not a lot of people are talking about. I don't know if you've watched him because you haven't watched corners a ton, but Andrew Booth from Clemson.
I'll tell you what. I've seen Andrew Booth. I wasn't watching Andrew Booth on purpose. I was watching Chris Olave, and I was like, who the fuck is the Clemson kid that Olave just keeps running past? He just keeps running past this dude. And it was Booth. Now, I can't be that way. Because I looked at A.J. Terrell. I mean, Jamar Chase smoked the shit out of him, but, you know, he ended up being a good player. But, hey, that's Jamar Chase, you know what I mean? So maybe I can cut Booth some slack and be like, hey, man, that is Olave running past you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you shouldn't be out there covering him with no help. So I'm going to watch some more of Booth. But what I know of him is that Olave smoked the shit out of him. So I'm going to avoid the Ohio State film when I'm watching Booth.
Fair enough. And we talk about, like, it's funny that you bring up A.J. Terrell because he's another Clemson corner. Clemson runs a shit ton of cover three.
Yeah.
And I think putting guys man on, those fast guys like Chase and Olave, when you're inexperienced in man coverage, at least for the most part, I mean, obviously he knows how to play man coverage, but he plays primarily zone. And he's a crazy athlete. He's got crazy instincts. I think like he can get far with just that if he plays in a cover three scheme where he goes deep and gets a deep third. Yeah.
I love it. And then honestly, man, like cover three versus the deep ball ain't nothing but cover one. It's the same shit anyway. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
So I feel you on that. But go ahead.
Yeah. Linderbaum is another guy. Again, he's like my number 7 player in this draft. I've risen a lot on him after I watched him again.
Sure.
But because he plays center, he's not going to get valued as highly, and that's stupid because he should probably be a top 15 pick. And by the way it's looking, he may not be. Karlaftis, man, I have a ton of people in this Instagram scouting community that I've kind of helped create that hate Karlaftis. They think he's like a second-round pick. I say, how?
That's strange.
Look, go watch his tape.
Well,
he's kind of a stiff. He doesn't really know how to bend. He doesn't need to bend. He puts his hands on you, and he bull rushes right through you. He can put his hands on you and then use a pass rush move, arm over club, or some sort of swim or rip to get off the block. He's crazy, and he's a good run defender, too. He's a little inconsistent, but he shows those plays that really matter. Like, damn, he's got this.
Well,
I don't understand why he's also not a first-round player.
Well, Nick, the best advice my mother ever gave, right, is you can't always assume everybody got good sense. You can't assume that everybody was raised just like you. You know what I mean? You may have been trained to watch edge players differently than somebody on Instagram. They may just watch highlight tapes. You know what I mean? So we can't get mad at them. But boy, Karlaftis as a second round player is some bullshit. But go ahead.
And last but not least on this, what the hell's going on with these stocks? Travis Jones, he dominated the Senior Bowl. He's really good on tape. I know you like Jordan Davis better, and all power to you, man. I don't hate anybody that likes Jordan Davis a lot personally.
Sure.
He's not for me, just because if I'm looking for a defensive tackle, I want the, in this day and age, I want the next Aaron Donald rather than the next Vince Wilfork. And the next Vince Wilfork is great. Like, I'll take it if I can't find the next Aaron Donald.
But Nick,
my primary focus is finding the next guy.
he's not a defensive tackle. He's a one tech.
Okay.
Just like Devontae
still,
Wyatt
can you
is,
believe-
just like Devontae Wyatt's not a defensive tackle. He's a three tech, and we must address these, and we must address those particular spots appropriately. It's just like tackle and guard. You know what I mean? So you may look at Aaron Donald. You know what I'm saying? You can't compare one tech to Aaron Donald. They do different things. You know, you want your one tech to be like Vita Vea. Fucking Jordan Davis can be Vita Vea.
He's good. No, I like him. I think he's crazy as a run defender. I don't see people getting triple teamed and hold on the way that Jordan Davis can.
Sure. So you know,
that's my personal thing.
You know, but you know, you got it. You got it. Go ahead.
But here's my thing. I think everything Jordan Davis do, Travis Jones can do to a certain level. Maybe not as good as Jordan Davis can, but to a certain level, and he can pass rush.
Sure.
I like Travis Jones a lot.
Sure, 100%. I like him too. And I don't think Travis Jones is like a late down the line guy. Like, if you look at the other one techs and compare them to Travis Jones, I think Travis Jones separates himself like Jordan Davis does. So Travis Jones is probably a guy that you could take in the 30s. You know what I mean? But Jordan Davis is a dude that I would take in the 20s. But because of how draft hype works, he's going to be taken in the teens somewhere. But, you know, same thing.
Yep, let him. And then a couple, I know you haven't gotten too far into day two, guys, but before you look at this Walter football mock draft, I have a couple guys that I want to share.
Sure.
Darian Mathis, defensive tackle from Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
I
think he's a guy.
Defensive line / edge from San Diego State.
Okay, so let's just go back to Mathis. I think it's so weird that Mathis is listed as a nose because I think he plays B gap better. So he might be just a big ass three tech dude. So we'll see how that works. Cam, which is interesting because they'll line him up over the zero sometimes, and I think that's the dumbest shit in the world. I mean, they'll line him up over the center sometimes. That's the dumbest shit in the world. I think he does good things at edge, but I think he's another gangster in B gap. So go ahead, Nick Gash, on this.
Yep. Jalen Petre from Baylor. You know much about him?
Actually, the whole Baylor defense is fucking fantastic. But Petrie is a guy that can do some man coverage. Pretty good athlete. You know what I'm saying? Goes in and gets his nose dirty. I like Petrie also. I got to do some more digging on Petrie, but I do know enough about Petrie to have this conversation with you.
Yeah, I like Petrie a lot, and I don't know if he makes it to 64, which is where my team picks first, but if he does, I will take that 100 out of 100 times because we need a nickel guy / strong safety. He's our guy.
100%.
Tyreek Smith from Ohio State.
He's Ohio State.
Guy, have you heard of him? He's a Senior Bowl guy.
I actually have his film downloaded to watch, so I'm going to watch him tomorrow.
I like him. And then you may not know this one, Nebraska Cam Taylor-Britt, another good corner. I like him a lot too. He's kind of like a third-round corner, good zone guy. So he's a little smaller, so he'll probably get drafted in like the 5th round by how we're evaluating size this year. But he could be he's a diamond in the rough type player for me. And then finishing this off, because I know you got other people waiting, and the Walter football mock is waiting, but Alex Wright and Luke Fortner. Alex Wright's from UAB as an edge, and then Luke Fortner is from the University of Kentucky.
Yeah, I've seen Luke. Luke's a solid player. He's a solid dude throwing that. He might be like my 10th interior dude, but I think there's a lot of interior dudes this year. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I like him too.
Yeah.
Good shit, man.
Yep.
Good shit.
Here's my last thing.
Yeah.
Because we talk about quarterbacks,
Mm-hmm.
And this draft is not full of a lot of great ones, and we have seen that because my team needed a quarterback, and they went out and got Russell Wilson rather than drafting a guy. Mm-hmm. And the Commanders, the Washington football characters, Washington football individuals,
appreciate it.
Needed a quarterback, and they went out and got Carson Wentz. I don't know how that's going to work out. The Browns kind of needed a quarterback.
Yeah. And
they went with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
So now it kind of leaves these questions of where are these quarterbacks going to fall. Because outside of number 2, if Aiden Hutchinson goes number 1 and Detroit wants to take a shot with Malik, I don't see a good landing spot for him until like 19 or 20.
Yeah, it's so interesting that teams are taking chances on quarterbacks. Like Marcus Mariota got money this offseason. Like Mitch got money this offseason. Carson got money this offseason. Like these motherfuckers scared to draft quarterbacks, dog. I just think that's interesting, within itself or whatever. But I don't think these quarterbacks are that bad to where you're looking at Mitch to be your guy in the future. You know what I mean? I don't think it's that bad.
I don't agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then here's my last thing about this my quarterback theory is we're gonna have a draft scenario where we get to like 26, and there are good players on the board from different positions, but Matt Corral, Sam Howell, Desmond Ridder, maybe Kenny Pickett will be available, and you'll hear teams like Indianapolis, you'll hear teams like Seattle and like Atlanta maybe calling up to get back into the first round and get a fifth-year option on a guy, and that's going to bring the better players down the board into the second round.
Yeah, I like it. Sounds good, man.
I see that happening for sure. Exactly. Like, bring them to me, man.
be sure to plug all your things so everybody can know where where to find you, because your names are constantly changing. Sir.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure that out. The 2022 NFL Draft Guide, I released it last Friday. So if anybody's interested in the comment section, I'll plug my stuff and link you up with that.
Okay. Everybody, please drop some bread on Nick Gashler's draft guide. He does good work every year. He's been one of my young guns for years, and I don't know, man. We may have some attention for you next month.
5,000 subscribers if I listen.
We don't worry about it. We got something interesting next month, so we'll see what happens. Appreciate you, brother Nick.
Yes, sir. See you.
Yes, sir. Boy, Nick just grown, man. He driving, he cussing, he got a job. Boy, Nick just, man. We got Theo on the phone. What up, Theo?
What's up, brother Voch? How you been, man?
Everything's everything, man. Life is good. Can't complain. What you got for the show?
I'm finally glad to catch you live. It's been a minute. It was some crazy hours, too.
For sure.
But I wanted to run something past you real quick in the draft world.
Mm-hmm.
Would using Daniel Jeremiah's mock draft is like the basis of my idea here.
Okay.
Would you take the 29th pick and the latest second-round pick from the Chiefs and trade down to the 29th if they wanted something to the 24th and they offered that? Would you do that considering that Linderbaum is still there at 29, Kenyon Green's still there at 29,
you say,
and I think some other guys are there at 29.
You say the latest second-round pick from the Chiefs?
Yes.
So that'll be 29 and 62 to move up to 24.
Correct.
I mean, sure. I don't think.
Would you take that?
I don't think Kansas City would do it, but to move back to get number 62 for moving back 5 spaces. It depends on who's on the board, of course, because if there's an egregiously good player on the board, I don't want to move away from him. But in this draft in particular, I like being in the second round. I like being in the third round. So you can talk me into it with that 62nd overall pick, but I don't think that's something that Kansas City would do.
Gotcha. Understood. All right, brother. Thank you. I hope you have a good one. I look forward to your draft party. I tuned in last year to your draft party, and looking forward to it again this year.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man.
Be safe, be blessed, and I keep following you and liking you when I can. Have a good one, sir.
Salute. That's brother Theo, man. This is what we got on our plate next, ladies and gentlemen. We have I'm about to sneeze, actually. This is what we're gonna do. We're going to run through this Walter football mock quickly. Like I said, the context of it is I want to see if I can get through this mock and just, see how many players or just see how long I can go before I don't recognize people in a big group or whatever. Just see how many guys I've, studied or whatever. And after that, we're going to talk to the chat box for like 5 minutes and we're going to dip out. All right? We're going to dip out. So let me minimize you. Let's go back to Stinger. Oh, I didn't get the stinger. All right, cool. It's fine. All right, here we go. They trying to sell me all kind of shit, boy. So let's give us a little zoom in here. All right. That's too far. Let's go back. Zoom out. There we go. Then come over to OBS and drag it over just a little bit. That's fine. All right. So Aiden Hutt, Drake London at number 2. Y'all motherfuckers like Drake London over there, huh? God damn, Carl Lewis. The Lions will investigate both top quarterbacks. If they fall in love with one of them, they will draft that signal caller, no questions asked. Whether or not they become smitten with Kenny Pickett or Malik Willis is the big question. Willis was solid at the combine, but I don't think he did quite enough. Pass rusher would make sense for the Lions, but in this mock, Charlie Campbell wrote that the Lions weren't overly impressed with either edge player. Thus, they could look into adding a dynamic receiver, copying what the Bengals did when they added Jamar Chase. Ain't no Jamar Chases in this class. By adding Jamar Chase to a receiving core led by T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. Drake London has mismatched size, and he could be the first receiver off the board in 2020 draft. He has drawn comparisons to Mike Evans. That's wild, bro. That's why we're going to take your ass seriously, dog. What y'all think about that, chat? What y'all think about Drake London at 2 overall? Look, I said I wasn't going to hang around like that, but my goodness, bro. The fuck did you do? Thibodeau, Evan Neal, Kenny Pickett, Sauce Gardner, Ikeem at 8. That makes sense. Charlie Cross at 9. Derek Stingley at 10. Finally, he gets some respect over there. Stingley, Kyle Hamilton at 11. I've seen that before. Jordan Davis at 12. We've seen that before. Maybe there's some buzzes about that. Garrett Wilson has fallen to 13. Why is this ad over? Okay. Linderbaum at 14 makes sense to me. You know what I mean? Not Linderbaum at 31, but Linderbaum at 14 makes a little bit of sense. McDuffie at 15, and I just want y'all to just okay. And Traylon Burks is the third receiver off the board at 16th overall. All right. Hey you. All right. David Ojabo at 17, even after the ACL tear. Let me see what this is at. Okay, this is as of March 23rd, so this is yesterday. So David Ojabo at 17. I feel you. Tyler Smith at 18. Greg said that's an IHOP mock. Hold on, let me.
Fuck it. I ain't trying to eat no IHOP.
Wait a minute, that's Joe Rod. What up, Joe Rod? All right, here we go. Jermaine Johnson at 19. All right, cool. Malik at 20. Devin Lloyd at 21. Jameson Williams 22. Karlaftis. Trevor Penning. I hate this. Especially with N'Kobe Dean being the next pick. Olave, Zion Johnson, Nick Petit-Frere, which I think really highly of him. I actually like this for Green Bay, taking him at 28. Christian Watson has climbed the boards, ladies and gentlemen. He's worth talking about. Andrew Booth, Devontae Wyatt, and Lewis Seen. I've seen everybody in the first round now, or in their first round. Let's keep running. Abraham Lucas, he's another guy in that list of later on, second wave offensive tackles or whatnot. So I rocks with Abraham Lucas. Do I take him at 33? I don't know, but that's y'all business. Damone Clark at 34 is a bit strange, especially before Quay Walker is even more strange, but this is y'all business, not mine. Arnold Abidiki, Breece Hall. Let's just erase the running back talk. Let's just erase the running back talk. They got Kenneth Walker, who I know is a running back, but they have him listed as a wide receiver from Michigan State. So let's read. Michael Carter is, y'all don't need, get out of here. Whatever. Kenyon Green at 39 makes my ass itch. Matt Corral, Cam Thomas, Bernard Raymond. I'm familiar with them. Sam Howell, George Pickens at 44. That's interesting. Have we seen Olave come off the board? I think so. DeMarvin Leal at 45. I watched his film. Very inconsistent player. Desmond Ridder. We just talked about him with Nick Gashler. Wandale Robinson, who's like your little gadgety dude. I think that's interesting seeing him at 47, but that's their business. Roger McCreary is a Velcro corner. He just knows how to cover. Jahan Dotson at 49 is fun, and Sky Moore to the Chiefs makes me sick. Brandon Smith is, and I'll give this mock some credit. Brandon Smith is better than some of the guys that people been telling me to watch. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's told me to go watch Brandon Smith. But people will be like, yo, Voch, go watch Chad Muma. Yo, Voch, go watch, what's his face from this school? Voch, go watch Damone Clark. I'm like, fam. Brandon Smith was fun. So I kind of like him right here. Rasheed Walker, that's Foot's homie. Solid offensive tackle there. Travis Jones, we know. Dax Hill, I got to watch safety and corner. So at least we know At least we know safety, corner, tight end, and running backs. We know we got to get those dudes locked up. Jalen Armour Davis. I remember seeing anybody last name Armour. If your name Jalen Armour Davis, I'm just not gonna add the Davis. Armour's a dope ass last name. We're not gonna pretend. Like Armour shouldn't just be, the last name. Cool ass Drake in the building. I love McCreary. Don't give a damn about his arms. First round talent. Totally agree. Alec Pierce from Cincinnati. He snatches the ball out the air. I was interested to see him play tight end. I don't know what his weight is like, but he catches the ball like a tight end. You know what I mean? I don't see him as a wide receiver better than some of these other guys that we're talking about right now. But Alec Pierce is just as a snatch the ball out of the air guy. Love him. Calvin Austin, one of my pet cats, another gadgety dude. I would love to have him. Special teams dude also. Drake Jackson, long arms. R.J. Roderick, safety. Nope. Logan Hall from Houston, possibly a 3-tech, possibly a defensive end guy. I think he could be a 3-4 defensive end. I like him. Christian Harris runs fast but get lost sometimes. Dane Falile plays like a smaller tackle, but he's 6'7", 380 pounds, which is weird, but whatever. I just want to see him wrestle with Jordan Davis, like not like block and pass, because I think Jordan Davis will smoke Dane Falile. I just want to see them like fight to the death in like a cage or some shit. You know what I mean? Justin Ross, familiar with him. Justin Ross was really good when Sunshine was playing quarterback, but he ain't been as good since Trev left. Kyler Gordon, your other Washington kid, he's probably gonna go higher than 66. Haven't watched tight ends, haven't watched corners, but I know I should be watching them. Luke Godicki. His name's probably Godicki. Solid player. Nothing to really ride home about. Leo Chanel at 70. That makes sense to me. Some people got Leo Chanel way up that high. David Bell, not really a fan of his. He wasn't. I mean, he's one of those smoothie dudes, but he's not like a fasty dude. He's made some pretty tough catches. Got open, but I just didn't see his game come together really well. So I'm not a fan of David Bell right here. Fedarian, especially when Khalil Shakur is on the board. Fedarian Mathis, we just talked about him. Josh Jobe, feel like we've been watching film on Josh Jobe for 3 years now. Long corner. Boy in my face. How did Boy in my face end up at 74 here? Boy in my face at 74. Greg Dulcich, I've heard of him, but I haven't watched him formally, but I have seen some stuff on Greg Dulcich. Running back Brian Robinson, I've seen him in passing, but I haven't watched him. Amari Barno, he went out there and ran that fast ass 40, but his film is not that great. Shouts out to him though. Josh Pascal, Pashal, solid. Darren Kennard, he really let me down at the Senior Bowl or whatever, but whatever, solid player. Troy Anderson, I think when you're when you're the most athletic player on your defense, and they just kind of force you to do all kinds of shit, like play corner and safety and running back and receiver and shit like that, and quarterback. I just think that's bad for his development. I don't think Troy Anderson really has an identity besides fast guy. But he is fast, though. Chad Moom at 81 makes a little bit of sense. Some people had him highly overrated, but whatever. Isaiah Spiller, haven't watched running backs. Love Ed Ingram to pieces. Luke Fortner is solid, but I love Ed Ingram to pieces. I think he's going to go higher than this. Unless his off-the-field issues get him in trouble. But in terms of a talent, Ed Ingram is a first-round talent, in my opinion. Chasen Hines, I can't speak the same. I don't like his feet. Corner. Jamari Salyer is a guard. He played left tackle at Georgia, but I think he'll be a solid guard. He's really good at like down blocks and like these little sideways blocks, but that's why you put him at guard, so he ain't got to do a whole bunch of outside movement and stuff like that. Nick Benito, solid, but I feel like I got to rewatch him to really get a good eye on him. Jeremiah Moon, I got his film downloaded. Corner, I'm familiar with Perion Winfrey. I think he was a Senior Bowl guy also, I believe. Had a pretty solid Senior Bowl. Michael Clemens, I got his film downloaded. I've heard some rings that Jalen Werdemeyer is going to go undrafted. The motherfucker went out there in the pro day and ran a 5. How you run a 5 at the pro day? You don't even run 40s at the pro day. You run 38s. Everybody pro day, they run way faster than they normally are. They run 38s at the damn pro day, and Jalen Werdemeyer still came out and ran a 5. He just looked bad. Whatever. Max Mitchell is a really fun tackle to watch. Nasty player. He was the right tackle, I believe, at University of Louisiana. Pretty solid player. Don't hate it. Zacoby McClain, haven't watched him. Inside linebacker, so I should probably write that down somewhere. But I'll get to linebackers and keep zooming through them. Haven't watched running backs, corners, running backs. I got D'Angelo Malone downloaded. Haskell Garrett, he's another Senior Bowl guy that I had some pretty good fun with. Pretty good first step, pretty good hands, solid player. 3-tech maybe. Y'all, we are in the 4th round, and like I'm the mock is weird, but I'm only here to know like which players I do know, and I think I'm doing a solid job. ladies and gentlemen, because it's March 24th. I got one more month. So I think once I get past tight ends, running backs, corners, and safeties, I think I'll have this thing pretty much sold up. But I'm in the 4th round. I'm still good. I got Zach Carter's film downloaded. No tight ends. I got Kirby Joseph's film downloaded. I know for sure. But safety, James Skolwowski. I bet he ain't gonna be good. His name just look like he ain't gonna be good. I've seen his name. I gotta download him and watch him, but we'll see. Kevin Austin Jr. Notre Dame. If he's talking about Calvin Austin that's Calvin Austin III, but Kevin, he ain't got no position on this. The Ravens will be looking for so a wide receiver. I think he's talking about Calvin Austin from Memphis, because I don't think I've seen his name yet. I don't know, but I don't know what the fuck that is. Terrell Bernard. So look, chat. This is telling me I need to watch more linebackers, because when I see these linebackers, I ain't keep. I'm not watching a motherfucker named Momo Sanogo. I refuse. Is that his name for real? Momo Sanogo? And why they still got the Washington R word on this? Y'all motherfuckers get lazy at the end of the mocks, boy. Y'all motherfuckers, boy. I know Marquis Hayes. I wasn't a big fan. Love Mechie. Bubba Bolden. Feel like we've been watching film on him for years, but box safety. Not really a rangy dude. He'll go later. Special teams guy maybe. Majai Sanders, little bitty dude. I think he's a dude that's really good versus the run. He needs some work in the pass rush. He did smoke a lot of people, but when he played against Alabama rolled his ass all up and down the field. So Kevin Austin Jr. is a wide receiver for Notre Dame. All right, cool. So I'll get there. I'll watch him. maybe not. Tyler Batty. I'm not watching a motherfucking name Batty. Jalen Tolbert in the 4th round. That's interesting. I think he's a good player. Go take him. Cornerback, Carson Strong, I'm familiar. But they really want me to watch this ad. Why they got to make this ad so big? They really want me to watch it. Like, it's growing. Like, the ad grows. Walter Football ain't got no goddamn class, boy. Y'all motherfuckers ain't no class over there, man. Isaiah Likely. I actually know of Isaiah Likely from his combine days, but I haven't watched him. So we'll get there. LeBron Ray is another guy I feel like we've been watching for years. John Ridgeway is a guy I've been watching for years. Running back, haven't watched him. Spencer Buford, UTEP. I feel like he was a Senior Bowl guy. Got his ass smoked. Kobe Bryant, I heard, is a good player. Sam Williams, he's been getting a lot of talk lately, so I got to watch a little bit of Sam Williams to get, to really get familiar with him. Nick just told us to watch Tyreek. I don't know Ali Gay. We'll watch him at some point. Tight end, safety. Kingsley Enagbare falling to 134. Interesting. Jeremy Gunter, I've heard of him, but I'm not familiar enough to have a take on him, so I got to watch. So corner, it's getting rough. I don't know none of these motherfuckers. Woof. Chat, do y'all know these people? Y'all know any of these people? Let's go to round 5 to see how many offensive linemen I can get. Cause damn dog, have some class, man. Putting this shit up at y'all motherfuckers, boy. Y'all motherfuckers need a YouTube channel or a podcast or something, boy. Y'all making your website unnavigable. I actually know about Devontae Price, running back. I know Justin Schaefer, guard from Georgia. He's solid. Braxton Jones was the last player I watched. I told y'all Braxton Jones. I think he's going to be a guard. They got him at tackle. He's the left tackle at Southern Utah, Washington versus Arizona State. I think he's another guy that can get some movement on the inside. I see him as like a guard type character. But Braxton Jones, good to go. Smoke Monday. I'm never drafting somebody named Smoke Monday. We waited this long to draft wide receiver, and we end up with a motherfucker named Charleston Rambo. I refuse. I refuse. Okay, Oklahoma got 5 guards coming out. Okay. Dylan Parham, I'm familiar with him. Dylan had a pretty good fight versus Logan Hall. Seeing him in the 5th round, interesting. Darian Beavers is not a 5th round player. Kiss my ass. Darian Beaver in the 5th round is crazy. He gonna go way before that. At least he should. He should go way before that. Jalen Petrie should go way before this. Way before this. I hate every pick I've seen the Cowboys make. I know Master T. I hate all these picks, bro. Alec Lindstrom, solid player. I love Kellen Dyche. Why is he here in the 5th round? Y'all motherfuckers don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all just fitting motherfuckers in here. And I know Lasita Smith. He's another solid player. Physical dude. Big dread having motherfucker. Big angry dread having motherfucker. Just run people over. Hey, man, we did all right, man. Work all that shit, bro. Work all that shit, bro. Man, look, bro. Pretty good time here, man. Pretty fun stream. I know I said that we were going to do some chat box stuff, but we kind of got to dip out. I've been doing work all day. I'm pretty exhausted, but this is what I want y'all to do. We're going to have a raid, man. We're going to have a little raid. I want us to go raid Joe Rod, man. Joe Rod is a hard worker in our community, man. Joe Rod is a fantastic friend of mine. Great dude. Let's go over there. I dropped the link in the chat. Run over there and be like, hey, man. Well, never mind. Joe Rod leaving, so don't go over there. Don't go over there. Joe leaving. Don't go over there. Who else live? I take it all back. Don't go over there. Don't go over there. Show us the damn picks, Vash. No, it wasn't about the picks. I did a mock draft earlier that was about picks. This was just about seeing, if I know somebody, if I know the players or not. Anybody else really lying like that? So I guess we could just leave. I guess we could just. Do y'all have a YouTuber live that we can go in, that we can go watch? Do y'all have a YouTuber that's live right now that we can go support? Hey, Valkyrie. Does anybody? Nah, because if not, we just gonna leave. We just go. Yeah, going by on. I was about to shout my guy out, man, but he was just like, nope, going to bed. I'm like, all right. Appreciate you, my guy. I think that's all we got, man. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. Hey, man, it's been fun. I appreciate you guys. Now that I be going live, you got to raid me, fool. We got to see you live. We got to see you live, motherfucker. We'll never see you live. Hey, man, y'all hold it down for the Doski Wells and Peasky Whiskey, man. This was fun. I enjoyed the hell out of y'all, man. Y'all are. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let's not raid a live. Let's raid a comment section. Okay? Let's raid a comment section. We know Jeff has quit the radio, and Jeff is trying to build his presence on the internet. So, he's trying to build his presence in YouTube land. So let's run over to Jeff's comment section and be like, hey, we're just raiding your comment section. Voch sent us. We love you, Jeff. Whatever you want to do. The Lunatic says Cowboy Blog just finished a 2-round mock, Zion Johnson and Quay Walker. Hey, the Lunatic, that'll be fun. We was about to raid Joe Rod's chat or whatever, but he ended the shit immediately. So we couldn't give him a raid, but let's go raid Jeff's comment section. I'll meet y'all over there. Y'all hold it down for the Doski Wilson Peace Whiskey, man. I love y'all to pieces, man. Until